Hi there, WasabiNoise here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to show you how to connect this to the ROLI Dashboard where you can change the colors. I'm also going to show you the ROLI Player VST, which is a VST that you can put on your DAW. And then you can make the Lumi play chords for you, where you can see them here. I'll show you how to route this to other instruments so you can play these chords in other instruments, and also how to make other instruments highlight the notes here so you can play another instrument or a track and then you will see the notes being played here. If you like this content, please consider subscribing to the channel. That means a lot to me. So I'm now on my computer and I connected the Lumi with the USB cable, and it's all working without any drivers. I have Ableton Live and I put a piano, and this works perfectly. I also installed ROLI Dashboard that you may have already if you have any ROLI products on your computer. And this is a standalone application. This is not a VST or anything. This is just controlling my ROLI Dashboard. And I can change things here like the MIDI channel. I can change the pitch, which means the octave. And then you can transpose as well. You see the C major moving up and down because of the colors. That's very cool. You have things like sensitivity. You can fix velocity if you want. And then you have this scale thing. This is one of the things I was very interested in looking at. And it's a very simple feature that you can set like a minor E scale. And then all the notes light up from the E scale. And then you can easily, let's put something like F sharp minor. So yeah, you can change this. You have harmonic minor, pentatonic neutral, chromatic. So that's everything. Oh right, I didn't think about that. So if you set it on C chromatic, even the black keys are lightened up. That's really cool. So if you go to single color scale, you can basically change the root. That's really cool. So you could go like, let's try something here. Yeah, that's really cool. If you change the parameters and you want to keep them, you can also save these parameters here. You can store these here, and then you will be able to use them later. I want to show you guys how the ROLI Studio Player works. I opened an Ableton Live instance and I want to show you some tricks I found while playing with Lumi and things that I think could be interesting for producers to see scales, to play chords, to play arpeggios, to also see the notes on the Lumi when you're playing other instruments like Ableton Push. It comes with these VSTs, so you have ROLI Studio Player and ROLI Studio Drums. I'm only going to focus on ROLI Studio Player. So you have this engine, you have these instruments. I'm going to also show you how to use the chords and the arpeggiator on other instruments so you can leverage these MIDI controls to other instruments that you want to play with Lumi. As you can see, the Lumi is already set up as C minor, so that's just by changing this, you can see that it's going to change. So you have the tonic and then the other notes. And you're not constrained to that. It's just, you're only seeing the keys that are on that scale. For instance, if I go to F, you see the tonic change to F pentatonic major. Let's check the smart chords. So you can pick any scale here, like F sharp minor. It will play the chords, and then you can also change the type of chords you want, if you want 7th chords. There's also strumming. As you can see, it has sensitivity, so I can. And also you cannot go outside the key, so when you're playing the chords, if you play these, it's going to pick one for you. And then you have the Arpeggiator, which It's really cool because if you don't have chords, then you have to pick the notes you want to play. But if you have chords, the combination is really cool. This is the ROLI Studio Player. I just went through the basic stuff. I didn't go in much detail, but you get the hang of it, I hope. Now what I want to show you guys is how to use these MIDI effects to other instruments in Ableton Live. And I think this can be applied to other DAWs as well, but you'll have to find how it works on that. Now I open a Serum instance, and as you can see, I can play with the keyboard. No problem at all. I mean, it makes sense. This stays in the configuration that we set up on the ROLI Studio Player before. We still have this ROLI Studio Player. So what we can do is go to Advanced Settings, and then we can turn off this. Disable the Synth Engine if you wish to use the plugin just as a MIDI effect. And then you're left with this, which if you play, there's no sound because there's no instrument. So I have Serum on my third track. You want to change MIDI from ROLI Studio Player. Go here and also change it to ROLI Studio Player. So these both have ROLI Studio Player. And then monitor should be in. So if I try to play this, nothing happens now. So I have to play the MIDI from the ROLI Studio Player track. The only thing I've seen that happens sometimes is that, yeah, this has to reset. But once you have it, you can play this, and now what's playing is Serum. But as you can see, every time I go to Serum, this is lost because it changes the setup. Yeah, and now it resets because I went back to the ROLI Studio Player. So you have to have that in mind. So it's really cool when you're playing something here and when you're looking for chords and all of that. If you So yeah, this way you can play any instrument you want, any VST you want with the smart chords, so you can see the chords on your Lumi. One thing I wanted to show you guys is how to make the Lumi show the notes that you're playing. To do that on Ableton Live, you have to go to Options and Preferences. You have all the MIDI ports, and usually what you want to do is just add the input of the MIDI controller because this is just a MIDI keyboard. But in this case, what we also want to do is add the Lumi keys block as an output. So you have this output thing. So if you add this to the track, that means that later you can also send MIDI to that. That will allow us to see colors on the controller from other instruments. So if I add another Serum here, if I record something, if I play that, you'll see that the Lumi is not going to show those colors. So what you need to do is send that MIDI signal back to the Lumi. So in this case, I'm going to create a new MIDI track. What we can do is monitor everything. So all ins, all channels in, monitoring, and then output this to the Lumi keys block. What will happen now is that if I play any other instrument, this will also be sent to the Lumi, and you'll see the colors light up. It's not going to play anything, it's just the color is going to light up. So you could be playing here, and as you can see, the Lumi is also showing those notes over here, which is really, really cool. The only thing with this is that if you play this, that's not going to show up on the Lumi. So to do that, you have to go to the MIDI track that you created for the Lumi colors. Just go to that Serum instance. In this case, it's the 4th Serum. If I play this now, this MIDI track will send also the signals to the MIDI keyboard, and you'll see the notes being played. Let's go. Yeah, how cool is that?